Hey, what's up and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today I have a brand new film coming out tomorrow from Theyre Films. This is Theyre Outside. Theyre Outside is a horror film, shot mockumentary or found footage style about a YouTube psychologist currently working on helping out an agoraphobic woman that will not leave her house due to the fear that a local boogeyman by the name of Green Eyes will get her and take her to its domain known as the Endless Woods. I love a good old-fashioned classic boogeyman tale. The simpler the story, the better, as it's something akin to what you might hear at a campfire. Perfect for this time of year. Theyre Outside is an interesting title to give this film, as I feel like Green Eyes would be more appropriate. The idea is that Green Eyes is a boogeyman, a singular boogeyman. They, in Theyre Outside, seems to imply multiple things or creatures, and that's not quite true for what this film is going for. But I digress. If you would like a film to compare this to, I feel like it's taking great inspiration from the most classic of found footage films, the Blair Witch. Instead of a witch, it's this green eyes creature, and it's still an Endless Woods scenario. And obviously found footage. The main difference would be the plot of this YouTube psychologist trying to help a woman versus Blair Witch, where it had a bunch of students investigating the lore of this Blair Witch story. So at the heart of it, Blair Witch in its entirety was about the paranormal, while this is kind of the opposite because this psychologist is specifically trying to rewire this woman's head to stop thinking about ghosts and green-eyed boogeymen and return to the real world. Overall, though, the best thing that I can say about it is that it sucked me in when it first began, especially with its introduction with Nicholas Vince. I loved how he set up this film. I could have watched an entire movie with him. Unfortunately, he's just at the introduction. That's it. Also, the basic explanation as to what Green Eyes is was pretty cool, but a majority of the film, not much happens, unfortunately. It's a lot of repetition where this psychologist is trying different but still similar things to help this woman get outside. All the while, she looks like a deer caught in the headlights, which I guess is supposed to be part of the point. You know, she's supposed to kind of look messed up in a way, I guess, but she's probably the only character that I specifically did not believe. I want to say the way they present agoraphobic people in this movie, or as they call them, agoraphobic, may actually be insulting to those that have that mental condition. I can't say for sure because I'm not one of them, but in general, I can't say that I was that impressed with the film all around. I probably like found footage or mockumentary films much more than most people that usually automatically crap on them these days, but I usually find most of them to be fair, if not better than that. But I don't feel like that for Theyre Outside. I found the experience of watching this to be tedious at best, a chore at worst, especially because at the end, I just wanted it to end already. Because at that point, most of it was already pretty darn predictable and nothing new. That's a bummer for me because I like the premise. And again, I was sucked into the introduction overall. Just, unfortunately, that was the only part of the movie that I was sucked into. Looking at my final grade, my unbiased score wasn't that impressed with the movie. There's certain things that I respected about it from a found footage standpoint. There's some editing there that probably thinks it's more clever than it is, with lots of subliminal blink and you'll miss it shots here and there that might be fun to go back and see what they were flashing on screen. But ultimately, this is a very by-the-books found footage horror film. So that's a score of 58%. My bias score, just in general how I personally felt about it, I was kind of bored. I felt as if I'd seen it all before and I'd seen it done better. I felt like it started to feel too long after a while, which is silly because it's not even 90 minutes long. It's just tedious. I like the premise, and that was about it. My bias score is 46%, meaning that when we combine those two scores together, they average out to a final score of 52%. 52 out of 100 possible stars, or a D+ letter grade on my scale. Guys, have you seen Theyre Outside? And if so, I want to hear your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. And as for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out!
Dave examines movies we just watch for fun. Davey is the expert. He is the #1 critic that I go to when I need a movie.